There's been a lot of talk that the stop and frisk program in New York is unconstitutional and invades people's privacy and leads to racial profiling. And I say this is nonsense.
It's not going to get any better. It's going to get a lot worse. If you think 1 in 20 is breaking the law, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to do a lot more. A lot more than what you think.
In another recording, the patrol supervisor appears to step up the pressure to write more and more summonses.
Next week, it could be 25 and 1. It could be 35 and 1. And guess what?
And as far as the quotas, I don't have a problem with that. That's to keep the officers on their toes and keep the officers alert. You want your officers to question a certain amount of people so they can keep up on crime and keep down the crime by questioning people and policing. This is common sense. I don't have a problem with the quotas and all that. I don't have a problem with that. That's to make your officers go up to people and ask them questions and see what they're doing and what they're up to. That cuts down on crime. This is all common sense and logic. I don't have a problem with quotas. Oh, they have to meet their quotas. Good.
So if we had, this is what you're going to be doing until then. So we understand that.
He's being clear. The only choice that we have is to do it.
You're telling me that they're just stopping people without a reason? Is that what you're saying?
We're stopping kids walking from school.
Oh, we're stopping kids walking from school. There was some kids who beat that boy on that bus. That wasn't a racial issue, but it was 3 black kids beat a white kid up. It wasn't racial, but those were kids that did that to that white kid. And this whole talk that just because you're called a child or kids or children doesn't mean you're going to be good. And from my experience going to school and seeing kids of the day, a lot of them are assholes and monsters. Just because they're a kid doesn't mean they're going to be innocent and a good person. Kids, children, whatever you want to call them, they can be evil and bad too. Just like those young men on that bus that beat up that kid on the bus, that white kid. Those were kids. This nonsense that they're full of innocence because they're young is nonsense and very dangerous.
We're stopping kids walking upstairs to their house. We're stopping kids from going to the store.
This is all good. This is how you cut down on crime. This is how you cut down on crime. This is all good stuff. This is what a police job should be. Trust me, the innocent people in these neighborhoods, the innocent people in these high crime neighborhoods, they appreciate this work that the cops are doing. Cuts down on crime. Everyone's saying, oh, what about we're invading the privacy of the people that we're policing. We're invading the privacy of the people that we're stopping and frisking. What about the privacy and peace of the citizens in those high crime neighborhoods who are being affected? What about their peace and their privacy that's being affected by the acts of these damn criminals and the acts of these hoodlum, young, criminal-minded, selfish, inconsiderate, young, criminal-minded people who are causing all the problems in these neighborhoods? These damn gangsters and thug wannabe dudes. What about their actions towards the regular citizens who aren't causing crime? No one thinks about the victim. No one at all.
Kids, young adults.
In order to keep your activity.
In order to keep that quota.
Nothing wrong with a quota.
Your brother, he was parking the car following the funeral. You wrote to the mayor's office and you said, I thought they were here to serve
and protect, not harass. And that's what we got that night, harassment.
When Miss Hibbert went to court, the judge tossed out her summons. Jose Sanchez got a disorderly conduct charge for standing outside a store. It got tossed out.
As far as the people getting certain summonses and then the summonses get tossed out, to me, it could seem somewhat annoying to the innocent people that get stopped and frisked, but this is a part of fighting crime. You get a summons, it goes to the court, you notice the summons is nonsense and the judge throws it out, it gets thrown out, you go on about your business, you go on about your day. This is how you keep order in a society. Also, it makes people stay on their P's and Q's. It makes people, when the police do that and give you summons for this or that, it makes people check themselves and say, hey, I need to be on my best behavior because I don't want to get caught up by the cops and get these damn tickets and get these damn summons. It makes people stand on their toes and it keeps them acting right. So it does have an effect. Even though the whatever issue or the summons gets tossed out, it still makes the people stay up on their P's and Q's and stay up on their toes and conduct themselves better. It still has an effect. Even though it gets thrown out by the judge, it still has an effect on keeping people in order and making people behave better. It does. So I don't have a problem with innocent people getting stopped and frisked, having to go to the courtroom, and yet the summons gets thrown out. I don't have a problem with that because it still makes them act right, in my opinion. It still has an effect on the public, which is good, and that's what you want policing to do. Okay? That's what you want it to do. It's working.
Singling people out for no reason at all.
The Colborn brothers say they and
Oh, they're guilty. They're guilty. They did something bad. They did something. They're guilty.
3 other friends were the victims of quotas, all arrested a few months ago after one of them had fallen while racing each other.
They just wanted to arrest us. I told them I fell, but none didn't matter to them.
All 5 were accused.
And a lot of these dudes, man, like them young guys you just saw, I'm telling you, when the cops get these guys, man,
fallen while racing each other.
They just wanted to arrest us. I told them
when the cops come up to talk to these young guys, a lot of these cats, man, they got a lot of mouth, a lot of attitude, a lot of disrespect. A lot of these young types, a lot of these young criminal-minded types, man, these communities, they got a F the world mentality, you know? They got a F the world attitude about things. And like I said, it's just, they're nothing but trouble, man. Nothing but trouble. Then you got the ones that are good citizens, mature, smart, handling their business, and good people. You got good, you got bad, okay? So you need police out there to police those who are troublemakers and those who are bad and those who are looking to do nothing but bad things and cause trouble. You need this. You need stop and frisk.
I felt, but none didn't matter to them.
All 5 were accused of engaging in tumultuous and violent conduct that caused public alarm, given a summons for unlawful assembly, and locked up overnight.
We went through the whole.
Oh, I like that. Now I like that one. I like that one. Unlawful assembly, that's a damn good rule. I like that. How many times you drive past a parking lot in the store, or you go to the store and you look over and it's a bunch of dudes in cars, loud music, all that damn bass thumping all over the place, and it's a bunch of dudes in their cars. You don't know these guys and what they up to. You're thinking to yourself, why are these dudes in the parking lot? Or maybe at your corner of the block. Maybe in your neighborhood you live in, on your block or your corner, it's a bunch of dudes, 10, 20, 15 of them, just standing on the block in front of some store. I like that. Go up in there, cops, stop and frisk, ask questions, check all of them out, keep the crime down, and see what these guys are up to. I like that. I like cops doing that. Not because I'm some Uncle Tom and them like that. Like I said, as a man of color myself, I'm the first one to scream out against racism and discrimination. In a heartbeat, I'll do it. And America has a lot of it in this country. A lot of racism and discrimination in this country. Big time. But as far as this stop and frisk program, I'm sorry, as a man of color, there's a lot of those of my kind. And there's a lot of bad seeds in all races. We got good and bad in all races of people. That's just common sense and logic. But I'm saying as a man of color, hey, if a lot of men of color or Latinos or whatever getting harassed or stopped and frisked by the cops, I'm sorry, but going to school with these types and going to school with these knuckleheads, they need to be stopped and frisked. A lot of them are out there to just do bad for the hell of it. And they the types that just throw up their middle finger in a picture. You know, you take a picture of them, they throw up the middle finger because they really don't give it. They throw up the middle finger because they really don't care. They don't care about nothing. So you, the good people of the world, we have to care.
The process, and we never even see the judge. They let us out the back door.
Right, they constantly want you to violate people's rights and make false statements to get the arrest. Another officer writes, commands put out a list every month of those who don't have an arrest, labeling you a zero. Commissioner Kelly is unapologetic.
I am proud of the record of the men and women of the department because I know we're saving lives.
City lawmakers say the Frisk will continue, as they have for 2 decades. They add that the tactic is used to protect.
That's good. It should continue. Stop and Frisk is a great program.
All of them are opposed to the police tactic of stop and frisk. The NYPD says the tactic is an essential crime-fighting tool with critical...
I totally agree. And I want people to understand, all you people in the neighborhoods that aren't knuckleheads and aren't out there doing bad, just trying to live your life and you're a good, basic, good person, you need this protection. You need this stop and frisk. It's a lot of people that need it. Like I said, we're worried about the privacy of the people that's getting stopped and frisked, but what about the privacy and the lives of the individuals in these neighborhoods who are innocent, but yet being affected by criminals and bad behavior and bad intentions of these criminals? What about those people? What about the innocent people in the neighborhoods who aren't out there doing crime, who want a good neighborhood? Why don't we care? Why don't we think about them when talking about the stop and frisk program? You mean to tell me you're willing to sacrifice innocent people and their lives and keeping them safe? You're willing to sacrifice keeping them safe and stop and frisk because you don't want to offend the privacy of an individual getting patted down for a couple of minutes? That makes no logic. That makes no logic and sense at all. That is complete stupidity. Stop and frisk is a great program, and it needs to continue.
They reflect.
And I want it throughout more states in the country. I personally.
Racial profiling.
Commissioner Ray Kelly, as the outrage grows over New York City's controversial stop and frisk policy. Kelly announced changes to the policy today, detailing them in a letter to City Council Speaker Christine Quinn. The changes include a system to identify officers who receive.
And I heard a guy say on here, on this video I was watching, stop and frisk leads to more arrest of men of color and puts them in jail. No, stop and frisk allows the cops to go up to any guy, any person of any color that's criminal minded and up to no good, and search them, stop and frisk them, find out what they're doing wrong, or find whatever's on them that's illegal, and then send their ass to jail. That's what stop and frisk does. They end up in jail because they end up having something illegal on them, or had a warrant on them, or were up to no good.